This thing's pretty sweet, huh? Want to learn more about electro-optics? Education Today starts now.
Welcome to Education Today. I'm John Zish with the Armstrong School District. You know, practically everything in our high-tech world owes its existence to the electro-optics industry. Everything from grocery store scanners, to lasers, to robotics and TVs. Today we're going to talk about the exciting growth of the electro-optics industry right in our own backyard. We'll also look at a new electro-optics program for high school students. And our guests today are from Indiana University of Pennsylvania's North Point campus, which is fast becoming a hub of electro-optics in Armstrong County. We have with us Dr. Christy Hyde and Professor Jim Sherman. Welcome to the show. Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself, starting with Professor Sherman?
I arrived at IUP Physics Department in fall of 2002. Before that, I worked in atmospheric LIDAR, which is just bouncing laser beams off the atmosphere to measure temperatures and winds, and did some laser design work before that. So.
Okay. Dr. Hyde?
I'm Christy Hyde, and I just joined IUP in the electro-optics program in January of this year. And I came from Michigan. My PhD is in nonlinear optics and physics, and I've done a lot of outreach with high school students at previous jobs, and that's what I'm currently doing now with the electro-optics program.
Very nice. Thank you both for being here. And maybe we could help our viewers get a little better understanding of electro-optics. What exactly is electro-optics?
Electro-optics, some people refer to it as photonics, involves manipulating light, which is photons, and electronics, which involves manipulating electrons to perform a lot of things that before could not be done with electronics alone. And so it can be used in telecommunication systems and lasers in medicine and in many industrial and scientific applications.
So is it the study of manipulating electrons for use in the real world, basically?
Yes.
Electricity? Okay.
Yes.
And I see you have some items here with you today. Thanks for bringing those. Would you please share a couple of those with us?
Sure.
Tell us what they do. How they work.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right over here we have a prototype of a simple prototype of a telecommunications system. And when we talk on a regular telephone, we speak into the phone, and the information from our voice creates pressure waves, which are sent through wires after being converted to electrical signals to the receiver, where they're converted back into sound. Now, in a fiber optic or an free space optical communication, these sound waves are placed as information onto a laser beam. And when I block the laser beam, you can no longer receive the information at the other end. And this is sent much more efficiently without loss over much longer distances and at a much higher data rate than with simple electronic telecommunication systems.
Well, what is that called, and how does it sort of apply to the real world?
This carries your telephone conversations, only in most communications, instead of going through air, this is called a free space because the light goes through free space. The light is carried through an optical fiber. The real fibers that are used in the systems are about the diameter of a human hair, so they're obviously much smaller than this. But this is also used in military and scientific applications for sending data through large regions of space, for example, from one satellite to another, using laser beams to carry information.
That's amazing. Anything else you'd like to share?
This is called a night vision monocular, and we've all seen the green images on the TV screens during the last few years. And what happens is small amounts of light, maybe from a star or from the moon, are used to image objects in total darkness so we can see in the dark. And what happens is the small amount of light from the object is caught with a lens, much like a telescope, but this little bit of light is not enough for us to see directly. So it has to be amplified to create a much larger amount of light. And the amplification is built into this little tube, and then what we see is a green image on the other side. So.
Very nice. Thank you. Do you have anything to share?
Well, we also have some of the fibers that Jim referred to. This is a fiber optic enclosed in just a rubber casing connected to a flashlight. So this is just your normal flashlight, and the light goes in this circle, and actually if I turn the light on, it actually comes out the other end, and you can see that light there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So, and then what you saw earlier is our XY pattern generator, which is really just a laser beam going into this casing here that hits a couple mirrors, and it scans the laser beam very fast. So what you saw was a pattern, but actually it started out as just one laser beam, one spot that if you scan it fast enough, it looks like it's a line or a whole pattern.
Very nice. Appreciate this. It really drives home what electro-optics is showing. Let me ask you this. Why is electro-optics so unfamiliar then when it's so ubiquitous everywhere in our lives today?
Well, I think in schools today, they cover optics, but they really don't cover electro-optics. It's a very new field. As Jim said, it's sometimes referred to as photonics, and so they haven't really even decided on a name for it. So it usually isn't covered in high school classes. So most people don't even know about it.
Okay. Why should students be exposed to electro-optics?
Well, there's a lot of jobs in this area. At North Point, where our campus is with IUP, Congressman Murtha has brought a lot of funding into the area to have a lot of electro-optics companies come in. And I don't know if Jim wants to talk more about some of the companies that are there.
Sure.
There are several small companies that are moving into the area. Many of them, through the initiatives of Congressman Murtha, are geared more toward defense, but it is diversifying somewhat into the civilian applications, and there are projected to be more companies than graduates in the coming years.
It's a good thing for Armstrong County. And we have Congressman Murtha to thank for that, indeed. Why was the IUP electro-optics program started?
That was started initially as Congressman Murtha has a vision of transforming the I-28 corridor into a center of photonics excellence. Okay. And there also are rumors that it will be combined with Pittsburgh's newfound expertise in the medical sector to entice perhaps biomedical companies into the area. And so he's trying to create a new identity for Western Pennsylvania in the 21st century.
That is a nice vision. I hope it comes to fruition. It seems like it is with all that's going on at North Point. Well, I guess that brings us to the 2+2+2 program. What is 2+2+2? How was it developed?
Well, that's a good question. There's the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development has funded several 2+2+2 programs across the state. And if we look at each two in the 2+2+2, the first two, it allows students in their junior and senior year of high school to start being trained for a career in electro-optics. And the second two, students can work towards a certificate or a degree, an associate's degree. At IUP, we offer an associate's degree in electro-optics, either in applied science or just in science. And the last two, students can transfer to main campus to work towards a bachelor's in applied physics in the electro-optics tract. So the beauty of the 2+2+2 is it allows a seamless transition from high school to college to career, and also there's multiple exit and entrance points. So students don't have to stay for all twos, you might say. They can exit with a certificate after the first two, or they can exit with an associate's or a bachelor's degree.
So the program is essentially a 6-year pathway for students to follow into the world of electro-optics.
Right, and they can even go beyond the 6 years. They could go on to graduate school and get a master's or a PhD in electro-optics.
Now, we've talked a little bit about this, but maybe you could answer in a little more detail. How does 2 + 2 + 2 benefit students?
Well, it benefits students because they have the opportunity to learn about this new career field, and also they can start while they're still in high school. They can start earning credits, and when they do that, there's a lot of financial opportunities and grants available, such as Project 720 through the state, that allows students to take these classes and earn these credits, sometimes for free. So at little or no cost, they're earning college credits where, you know, when you wait till after you graduate from high school, we know how costly college credits can be.
If I could add one thing about it, most people nationally do not go into optics fields because of a direct interest in optics. Electro-optics or photonics, whatever you prefer to call it, is really an enabling technology, meaning that it is needed in many areas such as chemistry, physics, medicine, even in the graphic arts and entertainment right now. And I can speak for myself. I went into it because I needed it I needed the skills of electro-optics to go into the field that I wanted to do research in initially, which was in atmospheric physics. And so most people go into optics as a tool, and it can be a great tool to get your foot in the door in many fields.
Okay. Well, I understand that with the 2 + 2 + 2 program rolling out, you've been busy with some field trips. Armstrong School District students and other high schools have sent students to the Electro-Optics Center and to IUP to visit, just to drum up interest. And I think we have some scenes, some footage of that. So let's take a look at that. Students enjoying the 2 + 2 + 2 field trips. Well, Dr. Hyde, what skills do students need to do well in the field of electro-optics?
Well, I think they need to have good math skills, and Jim can probably speak to this better since he teaches the students, so I'll turn it over to him.
I think they need to come in with a solid background in math, a pretty good science background, although you can get that up if the math background is there. People don't realize that you also need a good English background, so I'll make a plug for the English teachers, because there is a lack of writing ability in many students coming in. And in general, I think more than any of us, you just need to have a work ethic, and you need to be willing to work.
That's good.
So
Well, speaking about the job markets and what type of jobs students could get, I was wondering if Dr. Hyde, you could perhaps speak to that. What type of job titles are out there for someone in electro-optics, and can you tell us a little bit about the job market?
Well, the job market is very good. SPIE, which is a Society of Optical Engineers, has projected electro-optics and photonics to be the next trillion-dollar sector. And there's a lot of jobs that students can get in electro-optics coming out with a certificate or an associate's degree. They can get a technical position such as laser technician, electro-optics technician, fiber optics technician, all sorts of jobs like that. With a bachelor's degree in applied physics, with a focus on electro-optics, they can move into an optical engineering position, scientist position. I don't know, have I missed any? No.
No, pretty much along the engineering and scientific lines.
Okay. Well, at IUP, what have you folks been doing to get the word out about electro-optics?
Well, we've been very busy. We've brought in a lot of student groups to our campus, and we've shown the students a lot of the equipment you've seen here, as well as quite a bit more, because it's hard to carry some of the lasers in here. But we let the students actually adjust the laser and do a lot of hands-on things. They look at the night vision scopes, and we also bring in a representative from the Electro-Optics Center who talks about what that his center does, as well as other companies in the area. Jim talks about the the jobs in electro-optics that students can have. And I also go out to the schools and into the classrooms, because it's hard to take a field trip out of school because they're missing pretty much the whole school day. So to make it easier on the teachers and the students and the administration, I go into the schools. I take a lot of activities, hands-on activities. I take something called the Magic Patch, which is this liquid crystal film that changes temperature, and it should be black, but because it's so warm up here, it's changed colors. It's actually blue. So the liquid crystals have changed because of temperature, and if I put my finger on here, you can see that it's changing colors, and that's an optical effect that's just due to temperature. So, and we also take some other optical little demonstrations in, and we let the students keep these. Here they can look through cross polarizers at different objects, and this is something scientists use. This is actually a polariscope that when you cross polarizers and put an object in between, if it's changing the optical properties, then you can tell different things about that material. For instance, if we put like a fork in there, you can see where the stress or strain is due to that might tell you that might break at that particular location. So we show all sorts of things like this to the students. We take these funky glasses in that when you look through them you can see diffractive properties, so you see the light spreading out into the different colors, and this is all used to teach students about what electro-optics is. We start with what they know, which is what different optical properties, and then we share about how this can be used in electro-optics.
Well, that's fascinating. I understand that you've also been busy having teacher workshops
Right.
at IUP North Point. Would you tell us a little bit about those, please?
Well, the teachers in science and math, and also the guidance counselors, we had them to our campus a few Fridays ago, and we showed them all the activities that we show the students and even a few more. And we also had the teachers work with something called an LED color kit, which is a device that they can use in their classroom to have the students work with and study different properties of light. It has different LEDs, different colors, and also an infrared LED. And so with that, they can look at different properties of light. So we wanted to equip them with materials that they could use in their classroom. We also gave them handouts with the student worksheets and things like that they could use. And the teachers also had the opportunity to visit 2 local companies, Sabius Photonics and Wrapped Industries. And that was great because they got to see our graduates actually working in the field of electro-optics in Armstrong County. So I don't know if Jim wants to say anything more about those companies or.
We have several. We basically touched on it before. We have several smaller companies coming in, and the electro-optics center is employing they're affiliated with Penn State Applied Research Lab. They have about 150 scientists right now, and so the jobs are there.
And I understand we have some scenes that we can watch from that teacher workshop, as well as the visit to Wrapped Industries and Savia Systems. So let's take a look at that. That was great. Well, Dr. Hyde, I understand there's a summer camp for electro-optics this summer. I was wondering if you'd please tell me a little bit about that.
Well, this will be our first summer camp for the electro-optics program. We're very excited about it. Jim Sherman and another electro-optics professor, Feng Zhou, will be leading it, and we have a lot of exciting things planned. The students will be building a fiber optics kit that they'll be able to keep, and we'll just be doing a lot of hands-on activities related to electro-optics every day, and we'll also be taking some field trips to local companies. And it's a day camp. It'll be the first week in August, so if students are interested, they can contact their guidance counselors who will have the applications. And we can hold probably about 20 to 25 students, so space is limited, so I encourage students to apply as soon as possible.
Sure, and that leads me to another question. In general, how can students get involved in electro-optics in the program?
Okay. Well, they can contact me, and I understand my contact information will be
Yeah, we have your contact information right on the screen there.
Okay, and they can just go to our website, www.iup.edu/northpoint, and there's a link there to the Electro-Optics 2+2+2 program, and we have all sorts of information about the program, pictures, so I encourage the students to start there, and my contact information is there. They can email me or call me, and I'll get them into the program.
Thanks very much. Well, is there anything else that either of you would like to add for the benefit of our viewers?
Probably just one more point to reemphasize is that most people go into this field to get into basically a multitude of different applications, and whether you're interested in biology, if you're interested in electronics, if you're interested in physics, chemistry, you can use this field as an enabling field to get into that. So the application spectrum is almost infinite in the field. You're not restricted to working for an optics company, although those opportunities are certainly abundant.
Sounds very broad in its scope.
Yeah, it is.
Sure. Anything else to end on?
Well, the courses that we mentioned that students can enroll in their junior and senior year will be offered fall of 2006, so I encourage students to contact me to learn how they can get enrolled in those classes.
Very good. Well, that's our show for today. Dr. Hyde and Professor Sherman, I'd like to thank you for being on the show. I would also like to thank our film crew. Today we had students from West Shamokin High School, led by their teacher, Ren Steele. Way to go, guys. Please join us again next week for another look at the Armstrong School District. Visit our website for updated news and information about the district, and have a safe week.
Red River, send Brent on over.
Bean Barrett, what's happening?
Not much. What do you think of this today, Mr. Still?
I'm trying to survive the day.
All right.
Here's Swanee.
Cameras, who's on cue? Who are my camera guys?
Anybody ordered a pizza yet? He better. Where's he at? Get him ordering a pizza. Film this crap. This is Mr. Steele ordering a pizza.
That's right.
Wait, camera 2, try to stay on the hick thing. The black hickey. Camera 2, try to stay with it.
Hickey.
Okay, ready. 2. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 1, take 1. Camera 2, get to John Zish. Okay, ready 2, take 2. Camera 1, quick, get over on Dr. Hickey. Good. Camera 1, give me a shot on John Zish. Good, nice. Ready 1, take 1.
There they are. Are you filming?
See you later.
There she is.
The lady who thinks you're